Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to go off to BBH and pick up my cylinder for my trailer. The guys are getting into the next bin and trying to clear out all the fines that are underneath the floor there. We just have to cut some little holes in the floor to try and see if we can get all the fines that have accumulated down beneath out. I don't know if anybody uses drying bins for logs and if they suffer from the same problem, but yeah. We think it's sort of blocking the airflow going down, so we just want to try and do that. So there we are. Look at that. That is proper solid, isn't it?
I'll say it's full.
I'd say that's very full of wet fines, isn't it? Bloody hell. Yeah, there's no chance of getting out that with rods, was it? Not a chance at all. We better. Johnny, you did the other one last week, didn't you? Was it this one, or was it the so we better have a look at that next one when it's ready, isn't it?
I think we're going to do them all, aren't we?
Probably going to have to, aren't we? Yeah. Cripes alive. What a job. So I think what's happening there is I put this bin on the wood tech dryer, and as the wood chip is drying, it's throwing out fines out the exhaust pipes, which I then connected to that bin, and it stuffed it up with fines. So I think that's why we noticed yesterday that half the bin hadn't really dried, which is quite weird. And same with the other bins. So either it was the fact that I'd done that and they've just compacted in there and not got out the vents. I think that's what has happened. Yeah, there we are. Little lesson to be learnt. It's all right under there, just absolutely solid, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure full.
I'm getting blamed. All right, well done, chaps. That's it. All done. Let's see if I can flip the camera around and show you in a minute. Yeah, they're all looking very nice. Yeah. That should do a good job for us, because yeah, the guys have worked hard on that. I don't think I'm Mr. Popular with Dave for having blocked those up previously, but I didn't know. That's my excuse. Axe down there, Dave. It looks nice.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. Well done. You're liking my £80 Amazon welder?
Yeah, it cost more than that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, you've also tacked that in as well. That's good. Yeah. Perfect.
That should,
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Oh yeah. No problem. Just a little baffle to try and send the air out of the ways, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's nice. All the way in there, all the way up to the end now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Interesting. This camera is better than my eyes almost for that. Okay guys, so we're just up here at the top barn, getting out some of the wheat that we milled up. It's going nicely in the plant. It hasn't sort of blocked it up too much. Or I think adding a little bit of pumpkins into the mix also really helps keep that liquidity into it. So yeah, that's going well. In actual fact, that I'm probably going to buy in some wheat that's been milled up. Probably distressed wheat, something that's got ergot in it or just not high enough grade, because that actually, by the time I milled it and paid the price to the farm, it's coming a bit expensive, and I can buy it in at 150 a tonne milled. So as opposed to that, which is probably about 170 now market prices, and maybe £10, £15 for milling. So really the sort of cost and what have you, it would definitely be better to buy that in. But it does have good gassing potential, so at this point in time, yeah, crazy though it sounds, better to make electricity than out of it than anything else, feed wheat. Okay guys, so I seem to be having a lot of problems with my biomass boiler, and I think the problem lies with the light barrier sensor, which is just down there below the fans. It basically shines a little light through the box, the firebox, and if the wood chip is too high, or I suppose the ash is too high, or something's blocking it, it shuts down the boiler. But every couple of hours it's now shutting itself down, so real proper pain up the arse, not when we wanted it. So I'm just taking off this side, and I've taken off the fan there, and I'm just having a look through here. Okay guys, so I'm just taking off that one down there, and I'll try and just show you where it's come out of, which is there, and there's a little hole through there. I don't know if you can see it. Just see. Anyway, there's a little hole in there. I can't actually kind of do it very well, but in essence it shines through and receives on the other side. I'll take off the other side as well, give the little magic eye a rub, and hopefully that will then let the light beam go through and it won't be giving false readings. So there's the other side off. Let's have a look down it. Yeah, you can just see the hole down there. It doesn't look too bad, so not sure. Guys, so that's another bin the guys are having to do. Take up the floor, cut out the welds, dig out the crap, and then put the back down and weld again. So I think we'll have to do that with all 4 of our wood chip bins that we've got on, basically. Guys, so that's that trailer working now. I'll put some sides on it, and I think it'll be all right for what we need it for, just odd jobs and what have you. It's a bit rough, but we collect some bits and pieces and sawdust and all that and go in and chipping. So that's right. I'll put some sides up it. Interestingly, Effie was saying that with our Bailey trailers, that thing holds as much as the Bailey trailer without the sides. So when we put the sides on, it'll be quite a beast of a trailer, I think. So yeah, I'll get that. Just get some wire mesh down the sides and some battens. And we did that with our digestate trailer, and it's worked pretty well. Okay guys, so we are having a little tidy up in the yard now. We've moved out the Binderberger that was sat there, and we're just grinding all the shit out that's under it. We're still running well with the Posh saw. That's going very nicely. We've got our Japper set up, back up to do a lot of little wood that we've been sort of screening off and saving to one side. So none of this we're going to split. We're just going to go chop, 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 which we hope the Japper's going to handle pretty sweetly. But suddenly, when you get all the bits of kit out the yard, suddenly it looks like quite a big space. We've got bags down, our next bulk order going out the door, which is good. I'm thinking we've been using this as a cleaning system, but it is a bit awkward, so I'm almost thinking I might invest in like a Posh log cleaner, So we can just buck it into this, tip it straight into a cleaner, and then off we go. But I'm just having a look because they're pretty expensive, but it does feel like people doing this job properly need to have some way of cleaning these logs quick and effectively. So we'll see how we go. Okay guys, so we had a little bit of distressed wheat brought in. I'll just show you the difference between the stuff we milled up, where I had that mobile mill in last week. And you can just see, this is like really nice. Let's see if I can do it that way. Fine stuff, very good. This is the other stuff they brought in, which they said was sort of milled wheat, oats, barley. Don't know if you can see that. There's quite a lot of kernels in there as well that have been milled, and even finding like bits of bean like that. So that is just going to go straight through the plant because the seed is just so hard on that that coating will just prevent anything. So not that impressed with the stuff that we brought in. Okay, it was a lot cheaper than what I was milling. Probably mine was costing in the 70s, high 70s. This was delivered in 130 because he had a bit of an emergency on his hand, just wanted to get rid of it. Normally it's 150, but at 150 I'm not sure I'd take that if it's not better milled than that one, because those seeds will just pass through. I won't get the good value out of it, and I reckon there's probably 10 to 20% that you're losing on that load. Anyway, little interesting point there. Okay guys, so I'm just down here at the boiler. It's running a lot better since I took out those two fans and cleaned off the magic eye. Just rubbed it with a little cloth, and it seems to be running better now. Still shutting down every 24 hours, but it's not every 2 hours. I think part of the problem might be that the firing is collapsing. So I've bought a new firing and new bricks, and I'm just waiting to put it in. I'll just show you that. So that firing at the back is very low. That firing is very low. It's actually resting on the bricks. You probably couldn't see that with the flame. It's just leapt up there. But I have to say, anybody who thinks this is sustainable without subsidies is crazy, because the price to service the boiler is close to 2k. The bricks is another 8k. That's 10k. So it's almost like just one bit of it is a rebuild. Whereas you buy a gas boiler. I bought a gas boiler for my home. It's lasted 10 years. Chucked out the old one, put a new one in, a couple of grand there, and they just run fine. There's no de-ashing shit. There's no augers that need servicing, anything like that. So I think, unfortunately, when the RHI goes on these, everyone's just going to tear them out unless you've got free wood chip, and that's the only way I could see it actually kind of operating. If your wood chip price is absolutely zero, or maybe people have been paying you to get rid of wood chip, these boilers then make sense. But yeah, without subsidies, they're so expensive to run, and so much maintenance required that I was talking to someone now who was talking about, they have a client who's on an oil boiler, and he was going to buy an oil boiler. He's running the numbers on just having an oil boiler, for drying his logs. And he reckons it's better than a wood chip boiler by the time you've done all the servicing and all the hassle with off-gem and everything like that. Just go back to burning oil. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that vid. If you did, please keep liking and commenting. Helps me make more content for you. It's been a really wet day here today, and I hope everyone survived the storm. So see you next time.